Hi, this is Christina, and I'm here with my 40th journal to do a flip through for you. A little bit of housekeeping. She is 9 inches long, about 6.5 inches wide. She's got a 3.5 inch spine. There are 2 signatures, which I have beaded in with these glass and looks like a little bit of silver beads that I thought they just matched the material so well. The material, it is a fabric cover, and it's just fun. It was a fun journal to do. Bright colors, I just love it. The back I left plain, little green and white polka dots. And on the front, in the center here, I printed this digital on I think it was some fabric that had some writing on it, and I just thought it came out so pretty. And then I cut out a little bit of pink lace from some long pieces of lace that I had, and a little flower in the corner. For whoever purchases, if you want me to add a tag on here, I will gladly do that. The corners have the metal corners to protect them. She's held together with some material that I use that is on the back. And again, this is just some lace that I got probably at Hobby Lobby, but it's bright, just makes me happy. Okay, as I mentioned, there are 2 signatures and about 120 pages, front and back. Here in the front pocket here, we have my logo, and then this is journal number 40, and it was created really October and November time frame. As I said, 2 signatures. They're held together with a craft cardstock folder, and I just added some different colors that kind of match the front and with embossing patterns. And there's lots of places to journal and lots of ephemera. And in the pocket, this front pocket is, I took thick vellum and put that over cardstock and created a pocket. And then this I saw, it was called the drip technique. And this is just on watercolor paper, so you could probably send this out to somebody if you want. But I like the way the watercolor effect occurred there. And then this is just a piece of graph paper. Oh, and then it's stenciled on the back of the cover. Here's our first signature started, and beautiful green. I love the way these papers were dyed. And then I got this, I'm not sure actually where I got that, but it matched perfectly. Again, a little bit of gold. Ooh, sorry, a little bit out of frame. And right here, I took a piece of, I think this was a leftover, maybe from a doily, and I just did some ink sprays on it. You've got a little pocket or a little tag there. And the little snippet here says worn corners. And then you have 2 journaling cards there. Excuse me. And this, I took leftover vellum, excuse me, and created a belly band. You've got a little snippet that says journey, and then handmade paper in the journey, or in the belly band. And I added some buttons, and over here with this digital were buttons, which I thought was just so pretty. So I just added the different color buttons on top of the digital buttons. Here, a piece of ephemera. This is from 1974, and I just did just a little bit of stamping on it, and then the original letter is there. And then you have some pieces of paper here that you can tear off or journal here, and a little snippet that says memories, and it's the original tape on there. Again, more dyeing and fun stuff with the papers. Just a little trim. And another, I think I'm saying that right, it was just a larger piece of lace, and I just cut this flower out of it. And then this is just some ink blending, and then I did some sanding on top of that. You can either use it as a journal card, or you could create a card if you wanted. It just goes nicely in that little pocket. I took a handkerchief, doily, I'm sorry, doily, and I just kind of cut it in half, did some dyeing on it, did some stamping, basically upcycled. And in this little pocket is just some ephemera. It is not vintage. It's probably Tim Holtz ephemera. Little pocket here with a heart card, and inside you've got another little tag, and I did some spraying on this, some coloring, and I just think it's just so cute. Again, with the colors, with this heading into winter, these are kind of nice, fun colors. And then some of the lace on the side that I've also sprayed. Just a little extra material I had. And in this pocket, again, I took some squares of material. This is Secret. And on this card, you've got a little card here. It says Dream. And then you've got, I believe that's probably a sticker in there. And then you've got some journaling on the back. And this beautiful trim, I just love it. And you can see the papers in the background there that were dyed. Really came out nice. I love that. And I placed a stencil on it as it was drying. And here's a paper bag that I got somewhere. I live in the Blue Ridge Mountain area, and I got this somewhere. I just thought this bag was so beautiful. And so I just turned it into just a little pocket. And you've got another digital that I turned into a card, journaling card. And then this is from doing jelly prints. And you can, what you can do is tear this apart, make some clusters with it. So I just left you the whole sheet that you can do anything that you would like with it. But I did have a lot of fun with creating the jelly prints. And then just a regular little journaling card there. And here we've reached the center. I just love these colors. This is printed on thick vellum. It's gorgeous, gorgeous digital. Oh, and in the center, I've just added a few beads, so you can kind of keep your place there. And here is, I believe this is a little coin pocket, and that's a little wax trim. And inside, you've got a little journaling card. And let me put that back nice and neat on there, and I'll put it back in a second. Here's the other part of that bag. I just love these colors. And inside here, you've just got a little journaling card, and then another another jelly plate that you can, again, tear apart and make, some other ephemera if you'd like. And then this is a jelly print that I pulled off of tissue paper, or onto tissue paper. And again, you can, which I had already used part of it to do something with, but you can certainly do that. Make some collages of your own if you'd like, and put it throughout the book, or any of your projects that you are working on. And that bag is, you can still add more in it. Nice little tag, really pretty lace, and of course the other part of the stencil that was dried in the sun. This, the digital has a typewriter, so a little typewriter digital card, and then some created some vintage cards with typewriters. Vintage digitals, actually, I think that's what I was trying to say. Just a little charm here, and some gorgeous lace. And this, again, another one of those bigger pieces of lace. I'm not quite sure I'm saying that right, but I just cut that from the lace. And then you've got several little journaling cards. If I can get them apart, and you can journal on the back of those. But this lace is just absolutely beautiful. And here you've got Live Life to the Fullest, and you've got a little door that opens up, and just, I think this is probably just a little butterfly sticker there, and then you've got a little journaling card here, just for fun. Beautiful lace here, and this is a envelope that I did a lot of mixed media on, kind of front and back, and inside you have another, I think I did with this with this packing paper. And again, you can tear this apart, put it, decorate somewhere in the journal, or maybe a project that you're working on. And there's lots of room in there to add additional items, and that just goes right back in that little belly band. This, I printed this on material, and just did a little string, a little button there, and then a couple more journaling cards here. Oops. And here, I started playing with the colors a little bit, and spraying with water. And this is actually part of the material that I printed this on, but it just turned out pretty, so I kind of kept it. And this, I just did some sprinkles of different green. And you've got a journaling card here, and I just put a butterfly. I think this is called Fancy Feather, or Fancy Butterflies. And it says every moment matters, and it's just embossed with different colors. And let's see. Oh, this is Journal 40. And here you've got a little card. I did some mixed media here, and then there's some goodies inside there. And plenty of places for you to journal on or add whatever you'd like, and especially in here. The other part of our little button digital. And this, I believe this is from Victoria Designs. It's a little pocket. And inside you've got several different cards that you can add throughout the journal. And that goes here. I'll just leave that there. More of the digitals. Again, more mixed media down below, some sprays, didn't butterfly, and you can journal on the back of that. Large tag. And this, I did some dyeing on this tool, I believe that's called. And that brings us, I apologize. Oh, and just a little corner pocket. And again, I did some spraying, kind of keep the inks kind of in that watercolor effect, and then some stenciling. So that brings us to the end of the first one. It says adorned and loved. And then our second signature, be your beautiful self, and different colors of embossing. And just a little belly band. It says believe in yourself, and a little butterfly card. Oops, get back in there. Excuse me, another card in the corner there. And this is, again, that drip technique. I just think it's, I don't know, I think it just gets really, really pretty. But again, you can send this out to somebody if you want. It says, to all our tomorrows depend on today. And that fits in that nice little corner. And I believe this is a postcard from 1912. It's an original and never been used. So I believe that would be considered antique. Nice little material belly band here. A little card, and it says, creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. And that's a little journaling card there. Some buttons, kind of matches our leaf digital. And a leaf that I had pressed it or dried in my yard, and then I laminated it. And you've got a little dragonfly postcard that fits there. And then another antique, and I believe this one is 1912. Written in pencil, and that's Main Street looking at Ticonderoga, New York. Oh my gosh, I know I just butchered that, but I'll have to work on that. And then some mixed media there, and a little triple pocket here, and you've got little stuff in each one of them. It says happiness, and the definition of happiness. And over here is just some ephemera here, and a little card there. Looks real, though, doesn't it? But it's not. This came out of, oh, see, very fragile, of a number book, and I can't remember. I want to say this is in the 1900s. This book, this page came out of a original math book, and you've got a little wax seal there. More mixed media, and you can use that as a journaling card. It kind of matches that lace and that little splotch when I was drawing them. And you've got just a key. This is from probably Tim Holtz key. And then this card has a little pocket there that a little card you can journal on. You can journal on the back of that, and it just is hooked there. These are two pieces of ephemera. This is a delinquent tax notice from 1932. And this is, this is a recipe for 3-layer bread, and I believe this was 1952. So we've got a couple of pieces of ephemera there. I love the delinquent notices, though. Those kind of crack me up. And you've got another big tag. I did some embossing on that. You can journal on the back of that. And our ephemera, our thing says "Soul Full of Sunshine," and this is printed on newsprint. And a whole lot going on here. But, here you've got a little charm there, and then a little tag in each one of these little specimen places. And it says, our little snippet says, be fearless, little butterflies. And on this side, a lot of mixed media going on over here, and some collage and material. And then you've got an index card. It says, invest in yourself. Just lots of mixed media and sprays. And it just all matches so beautifully. And he goes back in there. And here you've got a little snippet that says wisdom and a little journaling card. And then this is from 1938, and it's Pikes Peak from Mesa near Colorado Springs, which actually I used to live in Colorado Springs. So you've got that beautiful postcard there. I love these 2 pages. The colors are so beautiful. This is Dream. And then in this, I found this in an antique book that I bought, and it is an actual shamrock. So hopefully that brings somebody good luck. And then you've got a couple pieces of ephemera here, and also in here in that little corner pocket. Here you've got this little tag. I did some collaging on this tiny little tag, and then you've got a couple pieces of ephemera in here. And here is our center with green butterflies, and another journaling tag. And this is a piece of material, but I thought it just matched beautifully. Explore, dream, discover. And then you've got a couple pieces of ephemera in here that matches. I love this material. I wish I had a whole huge section, but I only had a little square of that. Another large journaling tag. And here I just put, again, I was playing with the colors and spraying and watching the colors change. So these are just in here, but you can put them anywhere in the book that you would like. I'm going to set, actually, I'm going to leave them there. And then I just did some stamping and dyeing on that piece of muslin. And almost to the end, a little thing, I believe this came off of a pillowcase, is handmade. And the pocket, I made a little tuck from just an extra piece of lace that I had. And you have a couple of journaling cards in there. Oops. Okay, goes back in there. Oh, I need to fix that. There we go. Okay. And then, as you can tell, I had a lot of fun with that drip technique. But this says Sepia Dreams. I hope you can see that. Anyways, just gorgeous. And then the other part of that, probably handkerchief. I might have said doily, but I believe it's a handkerchief. And another large leaf from my yard that I had dried and laminated, and a couple of journaling cards there. And it says Stronger Than Yesterday. And another one over here. And then this I did, some sprays, some mixed media. And it's just a little journaling card with a vellum band. And then this is the other part of that thick vellum, and then a very large journaling card here, and a couple of pieces of ephemera in there. And I believe, yes, that brings us to the end there. So just, a couple more things to show you. This I got at a thrift store, and I thought it matched the cover perfectly. So you've got a couple pieces of ephemera back here on this little card. And then what I did on the front, I believe this is like a little miniature photo album. So I just turned that into a pocket here. This comes out. And then I did some stamping and some mixed media, but basically left it blank so you can fill it in with whatever you would like. So that's one thing. And then a small little miniature journal that I did a lot of spraying and mixed media and stamping. And you've even got a little pocket back here. And then just all kinds of little papers in here that you can journal on, and it's sewn together so it's nice and strong. And then of course the writing board, which I try to include with all of my journals. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Again, this is journal number 40. This will be listed in my Etsy shop, and I so appreciate you watching. Thanks. Have a great week. Bye.